I should probably share last week's art. Last week's portrait, which is, should probably share it on Facebook and Twitter. And this one. I already shared that one. This one. Finished this last week. Hey there. Randani. So I'm gonna share this on Facebook and Twitter before I start. Oh, thank you, Jennifer Kennedy. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm gonna share it on Facebook. Just gotta download it off my DeviantArt first. Or no, I have it saved on this PC, so. Okay, so. It's too bad you can't post to Instagram from the desktop. It's quite frustrating. Because the point of this is like to bring more folks, more peeps into the stream. There we go. Okay. It's a drawing of Joe. Portrait sketch. That's good enough for the tags, I think. I also want to add DeviantArt. Here we go. Excuse me. I think on Twitter her name is different. I think it's Yellow Daisy. There it is. Why daisies? Fantastic. Give that one on Facebook some shares. Where am I? Here we go. Fuck off, Facebook. Fuck off. Why are you playing silly games, Facebook? staying far away from that group. I don't know why I'm still a part of that group, to be honest. The few times that I have shared something to that group, it's been a problem. Some of them are dead, like Scholar Autumn. Dead groups. Can't get any lower than that. Can't scroll lower than that. What am I gonna do? Ah, it's too much of a hassle. I'll try once more. On the cell phone, you can click on share once and then share the thing as many times as you like. On the computer, on the PC, it's a fucking nightmare. I think that's all of them. There's probably not another group, another art group there. Yeah, there isn't. Okay. Hey, Exclaim, my friend, how you doing? I'm doing good, thanks. I'm doing good. Thanks for joining me again today. Oh. I just closed the tab I didn't mean to close. Glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Okay. Time to go on with this owl. Back is already getting sore, and I realize I don't have my pillow, and it makes sense. Okay. It's important to take care of your back. Yeah, it is. To be honest, I just need a better fucking chair. This chair is not... it's not sufficient, really. Soon you'll have time for vocal conversation. Fantastic. Yeah, it'll be cool when we can just vocally muse while I work here. I don't have to constantly check the chat, I can just hear what you have to say. Will be cool. We can try now. Let me see, how will I do that? How will I make that happen? How will I make that happen? Okay, if I turn this tab... No, I don't even need to do that. I just need to get an audio source for Discord. Okay, I'll do that. Can I even do that? Audio output capture. Browser. Media source, text, VLC source. Okay. That should be effective. Now I can call you on Discord, and the audio should come through on the stream. Audio call. I'm starting a voice call now. My voice is connected. My audio is muted. Oh, why is my audio muted? Unmute myself. Yeah, I've got the line in on, so voice activity. Voice settings, input. So weird. I can't unmute myself. Unmute button doesn't work. Oh wait, there it is. So it says I'm connected, but I'm not getting any audio from Exclaim. Whenever you're ready. Yeah, but I can't hear you, unfortunately. Normally I should hear you. Okay, but you know, like you get the green ring around something when audio is coming through. I'm not getting any audio from your. And I haven't got you muted. Just got a conversation with someone 5 minutes ago. Okay, maybe you've got push to talk on. Press the push to talk button and see what happens. I don't know which button it is, to be honest. Yeah, there's no green circle around your avatar, but I can see it around my own. Okay.
On to.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, you can hear me.
I can hear you. Bingo.
That'll be weird. I'm not used to speaking English, so that will be weird for me.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how you do. I'll judge you and give you a score 1 out of 10.
That will. Okay. Okay, and don't hesitate to be weird for me. Correct my pronunciation or my mistakes because I'm not used to it.
Because you want to learn. Okay, cool, fantastic.
Yeah, that's the purpose.
So do you have the stream still open? Just out of curiosity.
Yes.
Okay.
I can see the hole. I can see your drawing.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's working.
Yeah, everything's good.
And I can hear myself. Yes, there is a huge delay between the conversation and the stream, but I can hear myself.
Okay, yeah, that's quite normal. Like if I look at my video stream, there's like a whole minute or more between.
1 minute.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Ping
It's
is
really
massive.
huge.
I don't know if it's because I'm so far away from the servers, being down here in Africa, or if it's some other reason, but that's how it is.
I didn't know that was this big. Just because your tip.
Yeah.
I'm silly, I know.
No, it's great.
But I have to admit that I don't have any big subject. I'm just working on my exams.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm also working. You know, we will probably find some kind of topic to chat about. We do it regularly.
Yes. But that's not the same speaking about it and writing about it. It's easier to write than to speak.
Is it?
I think because now that I speak, you can hear the emotion on my voice, but you cannot feel the emotion in my writing, so it's colder to write.
I see.
And warmer to speak. That's how I feel it, actually.
Yeah, I agree with you. Although I do feel emotion through the text. Maybe not as... Like, I don't know when you're choking up, so if we're having a conversation and you're like struggling to speak, you could easily type, but yeah, so I don't know when you are choking up in text, but I can still feel strong emotional currents coming off of the... Yeah, just moving through the space.
That's because you're not human.
Yeah, I sacrificed my humanity long ago.
How?
How?
Yes, how?
So you know, humans, we respond to our primal instincts like lust and fear and greed and pride and resentments and love and all those things. So I let go of my right to be afraid and ashamed and those things. So that's what I mean when I say I sacrifice my humanity. I mean I sacrifice my right to react to emotions like fear and shame and deceit and guilt and those things, those very human things.
That's funny because I didn't took the same way. I took the opposite. When I feel something, I dive into it and I try to feel it the more I can, because each time I've done this, there was something to learn about it. And the way I see it, it's like the brain can process information and the emotion can also process information, but it's not the same processing, so you won't have the same conclusion. And I think it's useful to have two processor,
Yeah.
to
Okay.
have 2 point of view of the same situation. That's the way I see it.
Okay, I hear the wisdom in what you're saying. So even though I say I sacrifice my right to those things, it doesn't mean I don't feel them. So they still come up. And what I mean by the sacrificing my right to them is, so if you're afraid and your fear tells you to hide away from something or to run away from something, so I'm sacrificing my right to do what the emotion is saying. So if I'm feeling resentful or angry, then I want to say or do something spiteful or harmful. So I sacrifice my right to respond to the negative emotion. I still feel it though.
Yeah. I the word is, what is the word? This. You sacrifice your compulsiveness.
Yeah, my right to compulsiveness.
Okay, I get it. For some stuff, it's useful, but for others, it isn't.
Yeah,
But
for
that's
someone else
okay.
it might not work.
Yeah, I get it.
Instead of compulsive action, taking creative action, like writing a song or starting a new art
Yes.
piece.
I understand. About compulsivity, what I've tried to do sometimes, not every times, it's to I see myself as a huge program, and I use a lot of analogies with the computers and the
I
processor,
love
etc.,
those.
etc.
I love those.
And for every compulsive behavior I don't like, I try to rewrite it to get to have a better response.
Okay.
For example, when I was driving, that was around 3 years ago, when someone was when on the back of the car, but really near me, I don't know the English expression for this. You're driving, there is someone behind you, and he is very near you, almost as if you brake, he will hit you, and because you're not fast enough for him, and he want to go. What's the word to dépasser? What's the word? The word is. It's the same word where during a race when you're second and you passed the first one, and then you become the two passed. So I don't know the word.
Overtake,
but
maybe?
Overtake. Yes, I think that's a word. But when they're nervous behind you and they want to go faster than you, and at first I was getting nervous and angry about those behavior, and then I learned to simply step aside, let it overtake me, and then I could continue my route. And each time I feel this, I try to step aside, let it go, and I don't care because I realize that when you're nervous and when you're trying to drive while being nervous, you can make more easily accident.
Yeah, you make more mistakes and do more silly things when you're stressed.
Yes.
So what would the compulsive action be if you're driving in those circumstances and you're feeling that frustration and that anger and that fear? What would the compulsion be?
Now step aside and wait.
So that's your new strategy. What was the
Yes.
Compulsion before that?
It was slowing down just to get the guy behind me more angry.
Oh, I see. To tease him, basically.
Yes, to tease him. That's it.
Okay.
And it was more dangerous, so I stopped.
Well, I think your English is pretty good. That you explained that concept really well.
Thank you, but it's not as fluid as I want it to be, because I'm more fluid in French, of course, my mother tongue, but it's not enough fluid to me, because sometimes there is so many nuances that I don't have in English, because it's not a reflex. For example, two T's. I know the word two T's. I know what it means, but it doesn't come to my mind when I try to say something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Even when I'm speaking Afrikaans, then my vocabulary is limited. Like, I can't express myself to the same extent I could in English, though I am quite fluent. It's like there are idioms and examples. What is the word? Metaphors that don't come to mind because it's not my mother tongue.
Yes. Yes, it's like there is one expression in English. It's like it was you give them one hand, they bite off both. In French, it's not the same. Say you give them It's not what would it be in French? It's more like you give them a small part, and they will take the whole. And while explaining it, you just show the tip of the finger for the first part, and then the whole arm for the whole part.
Okay.
And so there is the same imagery. behind each expression, but it's not expressed the same way.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes that's not that sounds weird for the other language. And there are so many words like that. Moreover, French looks like there is a lot of word in French that looks like English, but that doesn't have exactly the same meaning.
It can't translate
And so,
directly. I get it.
yes, but for example, there is the word eventually, which means finally.
Yeah.
But in French, there is the same word, which is called éventuellement, which looks like eventually, but eventually means finally, and éventuellement means possibly.
Okay.
The possibility of the event.
Éventuellement. I'm trying to copy what you said.
That's weird because in English we don't care about how you will pronounce some vowels, but in French there is some importance. For example, "e" is not the same sound as "e", "e" and "e", 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 and there is "e", "o".
E, E, O.
So the word is éventuellement.
Éventuellement.
Yes, that's quite it.
Okay.
And the French pronunciation is very weird because it's not logical at all. There is many silent letters, like in the word Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And yes, in English, if you read Wednesday in English, it is Wednesday.
Yeah.
So there is silent letter, but in French there are many words with silent letters. And for example, the H is mostly silent. Sometimes it is not, but most of the time it is. And there are so many words that looks like that we. And I don't know if you know the guy. It's called. He is called Louis Suberville.
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
And the guy is a French speaker and an English speaker because he had both parents.
Okay.
And he's making joke about French because it's not logical at all. And I will try to find one funny. Yes, we don't talk like that, but this one is funny, and those are words that are looking really alike.
So when I play this, it's gonna come through the stream as well.
Okay. Try to start the video at the beginning because I think I sent you the wrong timing. And you'll get it.
Okay, I'm gonna open it on screen. Starting from the beginning.
Green. Vert. Towards. Vert. Glass. Vert. Pour. Verse. Worm. Vert. A green worm pours a glass towards a glassmaker around 8 o'clock. Un verre vers verre sans verre vers un verrier vers 20 heures.
Oh, verre,
I see what's going on here. Like, there's so many words that sound the same and they got minor variations in spelling and pronunciation.
Yes, but the pronunciation is mostly the same.
Yeah.
It's like 3, 3, 3.
3, 3. Okay, yeah, I see. We got
3, 3, 3.
Yeah. Very similar sounds.
And French is really... Yes. And another funny thing about French is when you have to conjugate a word in English, you only have, I think it is 5 models of conjugation. Is that the word in English? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Congregation would be like a body of people at a church or something.
Yes, but I'm talking about a grammar word where you have the infinitive of the word and you use it with...
maybe?
No, it's not the word. Conjugaison. Just, sorry if I speak French, I just need to... Conjugaison in English. No. Yes, but it's not... Oh. When you need to use the past tense and the present, the...
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what that is called, but yeah.
And in French it's called conjugaison, and let's try on Wiki. They're in English. So in English you have, let's say, one form of doing it, using those words to use the right tense, and you have one way of doing it, and in French you have yes?
Yeah, you're just changing a little bit on the end of the word or something too.
Yes, yeah. That's it. And for example, so in English you have one form to do it, but in French you have 93 forms.
Shit.
And some forms are very rare, some of them are very useless, and most of people don't remember all of them. So that's I think that the guys who made this language wanted to make it beautiful, but for no reason, with no logical reason, and that's why it's so hard.
I see.
Sorry, I'm working on the same time.
Yeah, me too. No stress. You must know there are like periods on my stream where I go completely silent and just focus on drawing.
Yes, I get it. But I might speak correctly English, but forget about Afrikaans. Dat is geen mooie taal.
I can hardly understand. It's not a good language.
Yeah, and the pronunciation I have is not really good, but it sounds a bit like that in my country when they speak it.
I see.
And it's not the same pronunciation in your country.
No, it's not.
For what I've heard, it's not at all.
No, our pronunciation is very different even from Dutch in the Netherlands. It's like it's become its own language. Spelling is also not the same.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's like American and English. American is its own version of English.
Yes, but I think that American is less. The difference between the two is less. It's not so big because I think that an English speaker can understand easily an American speaker and vice versa.
Mm.
And for example, in French, we have the same problem with Quebec.
They speak
but the
French
pronunciation, yes, they do. But the French is really, really weird, and they have really weird expressions that they only use in their country. And in my country, there are some expressions, but they are not. Let's say that maybe there are 20 expressions they don't use in other countries, but in Quebec, it's a whole different language. Even the pronunciations is really different, and there were a humorist that were talking about it because he lived in both countries, and he was laughing at Quebec for the pronunciation because sometimes there are some weird stuff, really weird stuff, not logical at all.
I don't know enough about Dutch or or German or Dutch spoken in other countries to know what the differences would be. Between Afrikaans and Dutch. I wouldn't know what the.
I get you. And this is the official language of your country, or is it?
It is one of the official languages. There are like 19 official languages here.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, most of them are African languages, and like native African languages, like Xhosa and Zulu and Tswana and a bunch of others.
And do you speak them or not?
No, I can only speak English and Afrikaans.
And which one is the more? Yes.
It's hard to learn the African languages unless you're actually paying someone to learn it, or if you're going to go and live in a tribal community, because working as a waiter and working as a construction manager, you don't really have enough exposure with them to learn the language.
Okay.
But as for English and Afrikaans, definitely English is an easier language for me to speak. It is my home language.
You were born in South Africa, or you were born somewhere else?
I was born here in South Africa.
And one thing I was asking myself about you, so how did you realize you had some psychic abilities?
I had
let's say psychic for because I don't have any other word.
It's a perfectly good word. I like it. But I realized because I wanted to develop those abilities. I wanted to see what is the limits on what's possible for humans and our mental capacity. So I was exploring those limits. I started out like experimenting with various techniques of telekinesis with no success at all. I tried some other psionics like manipulating fire and wind with minimal success. But I guess along the way I was also experimenting with I was learning the language of the tarot, and
Yes.
And there was a certain point where I was reading the cards, and they were actually telling me things that I couldn't possibly know about someone. And it wasn't much longer after that I was sitting in the lounge here, and I was just looking at a trophy ball, because I've got these trophies for dance sport, and I was just looking at the trophy ball, and the reflection started to turn into an image. And I looked at it, I was like, what's going on there? I saw, okay, it's still the same image as before. So I stared at it longer, and it kept warping into different images. So I started to interpret these images the same way I would interpret a dream, and that was how I started to get into scrying. And the more I practiced it, and the more I did it for people, the more I realized what I was actually playing with, and how deep these visions were. What level of depth they were actually showing me about myself and those around me and the universe at large.
You were not aware with it, or you had to practice?
I think that anyone could learn to do it with practice. I don't know if I'm a natural at it, but I discovered it by accident, let's say. Yeah, let's put it that way. I discovered it as a side effect while trying to learn other things.
Okay.
And the more I practice it, the more I learn about what is actually possible through it.
This one seems logical. Oh no, I made a mistake. I was asking because in my case, I know I have some let's say skills. I have some skills, but I don't know how to practice them, and there is a part of me that doesn't want to, because I don't feel legitimate to do it.
I see. You feel imposter
I don't
syndrome.
feel yeah, a bit like why me and not someone else?
Well, a little food for thought on that topic. I think that everyone can. I think all of us humans can and do. I think it's a natural part of who we are as humans. I think we just forget about it. I think the ancients knew more about it than we do today.
Yes, I agree with you.
And for suggestions on ways to practice or ways to develop your psychic abilities and capacities, to learn the runes, or to learn numerology, or to learn the tarot, or to learn the Kabbalah, any of these hieroglyphic languages, to learn a hieroglyphic language, basically, the I Ching, the Hebrew Kabbalah, the Arabic Kabbalah, any of those hieroglyphic languages, they can help expand your psychic consciousness, I guess.
I don't know the word, but you're better at English than me.
I don't think there really is a word for it at this point, in English anyway. But it's like each of the tarot cards corresponds with an astrological body. It also corresponds with a Hebrew character and with a rune. So all of these ancient hieroglyphic languages are all connected somehow with astrology, and there's meaning behind astrology. So that what that implies is that every single letter in the alphabet is also a picture and a sentence, and one single letter is saying a lot more than just the letter or the character.
Okay.
So to learn one of those languages and to explore the depths of their meanings, that can help expand your psychic capacity.
Okay, I know what you mean, because what I've been doing for the last years is exploring the human psyche in a psychological terms. Let's say it like that. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what the word in English, but I see stuff through people now that I was blind to before, because I will talk again about the colleague, which is just a friend, I have to say, because I know I know what you've I don't know if you saw something or if you're imagining it, but in either way, I don't want to know, because as I told you, step by step, and we'll see what this is doing. But right now, I don't want to. But Friday there was a dinner at school for the people who were doing their retirement. Sorry, I had to say it in the French accent, and the whole main people of her family were there, because she was there, of course. Her father was there because he's working there too. His mother was there. His companion was there, and I was talking to his mother, and then we decided to choose the chair because there were no organization at all. And the first thing that struck me is the way the mother touched my arm to tell me, "Come with us. We'll get the chair. Come with us." They wanted me to be with us. So this means she told something to her mother about me, but I don't know what. But this is something positive, obviously.
Yeah.
And the other funny part was that they told me go to this chair, but that was the chair of my boss. That's not the right word, but the boss of the school. I don't know what's the name in English.
I see.
And he tried to get his place back, but they told him no, it's exclaim. I won't say my real name, and he need to go there. That's him. We want him here. And I was like, damn, they want me. They want me with them, and I was sitting next to his father, and we talked during the whole evening, and we was joking, and that was nice, because it's like I already know them. There is something within me that feels like it's some sort of family, and I don't know what it is, but
you can feel it.
That's a weird feeling.
Interesting. Hey, Elaid, and glad you're enjoying the music. Thanks for the compliment, and I love this artist. What's his name? Olivier Orand. He is a brilliant fucking artist. You can check him out. Buy his albums. You won't regret it. So, in that situation, did you feel like you could see and feel those things because of your exploration into the human psyche? You felt like that allowed you to develop this new sense of being able to feel someone is familiar, or I think you understand?
Yes, it does help, and it does help to put some word in some concepts, because sometimes you see something or a behavior that you don't understand why it's working like that, but then when you have the psychology behind it, it's, for example, something that was always weird to me and still is when you're doing something for someone, even though you don't like him, you will start to like him because there is some bias. I don't know the exact word in the psychology terms, that it's easier for the brain to tell yourself you've done this because you like him than to tell yourself I've done it because I had to. And so and that's a way of manipulating people, let's say, because if you that's Churchill done this a lot.
If you can force them to do something for you, then they start to like you automatically because of psychology.
Yes. And Churchill has done this a lot of times, and I'm really aware of this, and now I see it, and I can hear my colleagues say, yes, this student is not very, it's not working very much, but I quite like him. I don't know why, but I quite like him. But that's because of but I cannot tell them, because if I tell them, they will. I think it's quite insulting to some people to realize this. To realize how weak we are with the psychology stuff, and of course sometimes I use it to my advantage, but I'm always trying to do it without doing unnecessary damages to the people, or
without any malicious intention.
Yes, it's more in a protective way that I do it, because sometimes I like to see what will happen with some people, but sometimes I see what will happen 3 years in advance, just because I've realized, oh, this guy is like that, he's doing this because I know his needs, I know the way, I know his needs, I know his fears, and based on his needs and his fears, I can tell, oh, he will do this, he will do that, this will happen, this will not happen. And of course, nothing is still in the time. It's always changing. It's always moving. But based on a certain situation and on certain parameters, you can easily deduce what will happen next with the people around you.
Yeah, unless they make some dramatic change to their behavior or themselves, you can pretty much predict what they're going to do and say.
That's it. And the only people I've seen having dramatic changes around me right now, it's only me, because yes, that's not the ego talking. That sounds pretentious, but it's not that. It's I've seen 5 years ago how I was, and I see now how I am, and I realize that in 5 years I have made so much changes that at that time I couldn't imagine what I am today, because that's so weird the change. And because I have made those changes, so maybe one day when I see someone trying to make these changes, I'll realize that, oh, my prediction was not good, because we don't know what he will become. And I know another person who did the same, but he already made the changes before meeting me and explaining me how to do the changes. So, and still I've seen him one month ago, and he did a lot of big changes too. And of course, there is the last thing is when someone has a sickness or a illness, and you don't know what they will become because of it. So everything is always moving and changing, and there is no. The only constant of the universe is that there is no constant. That's the way I see it now. And what I've realized those days is how quick death or illness or sickness can come in one's life and just shatter it.
Yeah. But this idea you're talking about of being able to predict people's behaviors and make judgments according to what you understand about psychology, so that expansion, it's a very similar kind of expansion that happens when you're like learning to dream interpretation or some other form of divination. The same kind of thing starts to happen. You start to see certain behaviors or certain sentences people say, or
get the patterns.
Yeah, you start to see these patterns happening, and it gives you more insight than you would have had otherwise. And then you'll start to notice, or I started to notice that I can see those patterns and changes in the cards, in the water if I'm looking at the reflection, in the dice if I throw it. And it seems impossible that the two could be connected, but if I observe the patterns that I see in the cards and then I observe the person's life, I see it play out exactly the way I see it in the cards.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it's only trial and error. It's only you got to fuck around to find out. You got to test the theory in practice to see.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's really it. And yeah, and sometimes life is just weird, and that's all. Deal with it. All we have to do is deal with it.
We can also use it to our advantages, as you were saying.
Yes,
the psychology.
But yes, but before using it to your advantage, you need to learn to deal with it, because that's the biggest lesson I've learned. Say, the guy who taught me some stuff about manipulation and psychology. When I had a question, I was going back to him, and I was asking, what's happening, and he told me each time, deal with it, just in order to make me think about it, to have my own interpretation of the phenomena that I could see, because I had my way of thinking, which was not the same as his, and he saw that, and he didn't want me to be too much influenced by him. And the strength I had that he didn't have, and he told me later, was that I have a really, really synthetic mind.
A very
synthetic. What's the word in English? Synthetic in English. No. Using. Okay. I have I do easily synthesis of situations. What's the other word? Like the drawing I show you, the schema I've shown you last time.
Okay.
I take ideas and I use very few words to explain something and some symbol, and what's the other word of? That's so good now.
What analytical? Does that?
A summary. A summary.
Okay.
And that's a summary. I'm good at doing summaries of situations to see what are the parameters of something and making it work or not making it work.
I see. So analyze and summarize.
Yes. And that's why I'm also good at math.
Well, it comes with some perks then, doesn't it?
Yes. I'm not perfect. I never say I was perfect. But yeah, that's it.
Thanks so much for sharing, though.
No problem. I'm not used to do this, talking about those stuff, because not many people are interested with them, and many people are afraid of those stuff.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to something we don't understand or something that's not familiar with humans, we immediately respond with fear and mistrust.
Yes, that's that. Yes, you told everything about it.
So what have you got planned after this? Because you said earlier you've only got an hour. What's up on your schedule or your agenda afterwards?
Need to go to school because we are giving the diplomas of the last year student not last year, not the students who were doing their last year this year.
Okay.
I don't know what's the word in English. And that's all. After I will just have my normal evening with my girlfriend, and that's all.
Okay. Sounds good. When I'm
What
done
about
here
you?
with the stream, which is like in an hour's time. Jeez, have I been online so long already? Only an hour and 15 minutes. Where did all the time go? Where the fuck did the time go? Yeah, so I've got to bounce off at 5 p.m. I've got to go to Kiruk, which is the nearest settlement, and drop off the farmhand there. Teach my girlfriend how to drive, and then I'll head home and eat leftover dinner, because there's a whole pot of soup in the fridge from our Yuletide celebrations. Yeah, we'll eat that. I don't know what else. It's just a chilled evening. I'll probably play some music. Hey, Mr. Subin. Welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably play some guitar just now. Practice.
I realized that I've told you I don't want to know, but I don't want to know. Actually, I want to know what you've seen. You've seen it because this is a pattern that you see that is occurring again, or is this something that you think something might happen?
So, what I saw, like when I was doing that reading for you, what I saw there is like if things continue this way, like if this relationship continues to develop, if you keep getting closer at the rate that you're getting closer to this colleague, it's gonna result in, it's gonna start to develop romantic involvement. It's gonna start to develop feelings, and yeah. So it's kind of like I'm seeing that you guys are getting very close together, and the pattern of that, when people get really close together, is to start developing affections for one another.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a prediction. Like you would make a prediction based on, you see these behaviors, these actions, these words. You can generally predict where it's going to end up in the next couple of months, unless something changes in the behaviors.
Yes, I see. But the way I see it, it's not because there is affections towards someone that... It's not because there is affection to someone that it must necessarily be romantic, because there are people that I have affections to that are whatever, men or women, and there is nothing romantic about it. It's just trust. What I'm looking for is trust, actually, because it's it's quite rare to find someone you can trust.
I get you. Speaking from my own experiences, whenever I have been in a relationship and I start developing trust and intimacy with someone else, it puts the existing relationship at risk. So that might not be the case for you or for everyone else. It is, however, something I've noticed in my own relationships. So if I'm in a relationship with this woman and I start trusting someone else over her and developing intimacy with someone else over her, and it puts that relationship between me and her at risk until either it falls apart or I have to distance myself from the other.
Yes. And you told the word is over. To over trust. That's the
over. So what I mean by that is like trusting this individual instead of that individual. So wife trusting friend instead of wife. Choosing to be vulnerable with friend instead of wife. So that's what I meant when I said over. Putting the friend over partner.
Okay, I get it. In my case, I have a specific way of seeing trust because I never trust fully someone. Never. And it's just a practical way because you can never trust fully someone because they are not just fit or able to do some stuff. For example, my father, the big mistake I made with my father is I trusted him too much because he was very good for technical matters. For example, math, some engineering, working with his bare hands. He excels at it. But what I cannot trust him about reading people, and I cannot trust him about psychology because he's totally on the wrong foot about it. So I have realized thanks to him that the trust I can have with people is not a full trust, but trust in some domains. And for example, the fact of opening myself to the colleague and not my girlfriend was because she has this ability to really listen to people, and not many people can do this, and to understand what they go through and to get the feeling. And I know that about her because I also have this capacity, and I saw her capacity in her because I saw it in mine. And what was frustrating about me, for me, is that everyone around me was telling me about their stories, but I had no one to talk about mine.
Yeah.
So that's what I needed, and I needed someone who was as able as I am to do it, which is not the case on my girlfriend, because she told me before, I don't like those stuff. You scary. That's kind of scary about. It was scary to her about spiritual stuff and esoteric stuff and etc. And I get it. And I don't want to disturb her with this because she has her own ability. And when I have problems, of course, I talk to them first with my girlfriend. But a colleague, there was something. She has some competence. So no, is that the word competence? That
that's
not many people, and that not many people have. And the fact that she knows me because she sees me every day. That's how work is done, because they are colleague and colleague. Actually, I'm a math teacher, and she's a math teacher. We are in the same, not the same room, but the same floor. We're working on the same floor. Our room are always next to each other's, and. But yes, there is some trust. I don't know why I trust her, and she doesn't know why she trusts me. But we trust each other, and now we know why, because we met in previous lives, and that's all. And that's not the first person I've met in previous life. That's why I were asking you. Maybe you saw something, because the way I speak to you, I realized there is a connection too, but I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know, but there is a connection.
Yeah.
The way we speak, there is a connection. I don't know what it is. I hope it's not romantic, despite your despite your big tip.
Yeah, but
But
watch
no,
out! Just now, we're gonna be very intimate and close, and
but we're far apart, far away. So
long distance.
It'll happen. So no, but I guess you get what I mean, because there is sometimes you can speak to people in a way that you. And I know you. The first time you had the reading, I told myself, damn, there is something about this guy. There is something I know about him, but I don't know what, and I still don't know what. And I have to say that I have to know, because not that I don't care, but it's not about the previous time. It's about now, and that's why I don't care about the past. It's useful to know it. For example, with my colleague, I know in previous life we were both sisters, and we once were husband and wife. But that's the same case with my current girlfriend, except that we were not sisters, we were brother and sister. And I don't care about the past. It's right now. Let's do what we have to do right now, because it's useless to. Yes, that's it.
Now
but
it's much more important.
The only thing I might be afraid of is if the colleague would fall in love with me or not, or something like that, because she's powerful, and powerful in a way that where she can be dangerous. That's what is scaring me. That's all. Because what did you just say? I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was just acknowledging. I was understanding that you remember. I remember you were talking about her being able to destroy a person's reputation, and
yes, very easily. So, and that's scary to me, because she has this kind of power, and that's why I'm very, very cautious about my words and the promise I make, because she is scared of what's the word? Betrayal. So when she senses a little bit of betrayal, she don't see herself, but I see it each time. Automatically there is anger coming to her voice and the way she's speaking, but I know I will not betray her, because she helped me a lot. I try to help her to be, what's the word, when someone gives you something and you try to give the something of the same value, of the same quality.
Fairness.
Yes, I try to be fair in the way we help each other. Won't be always possible, because she has much more energy than I have. But and what was scaring me also is that we are in the profile of and I know many people are telling this because it's funny, it's yoo-hoo, that's the trend right now. But the concept of twin flames, I read it, and it's what's a caricature? What's the word in French, in English for caricature? Caricature, yes. Yes, it's caricature. I am a caricature of one profile, and she is the caricature of the other profile, and the story is a caricature of what we are living. Okay. So that's too big. Once I was asking myself about this, everyone, and not asking aloud with my voice, with just in my mind, I was asking myself about this. I was telling myself, is it me or am I going crazy? And each time I hesitated, someone was talking about twin flames. Each time.
Synchronicities.
So yes, that was too big. So I know that's the case. I know that's it. And but I don't know what it will bring. And the only thing I don't want to is to hurt people. And that's the only thing I don't want to.
Well, the truth is that, you know, we do hurt people all the time. We just gotta do our best. As long as we're doing our best not to hurt people and we're ready to take responsibility when we do it by mistake, that's the best we can do.
Yes, I know what I get. Okay, I get. So that's quite strange and quite hard to do, but we'll see where it leads to. And
yeah.
But the way what was strange Friday during the dinner, talking with her father, it was like he was testing me to see my reactions. And the way he talked to me, he asked questions about some stuff he saw as weakness that I guess her parents are imagining that something might happen, because that's the way. And the way he was asking me the questions, he was asking me, what if you were a potential partner? And the question he asked were telling me, you miss this and you miss this, before being able to be a potential partner.
Oh.
But I don't want to be a potential partner. But the strength thing is that both there is actually one thing that is missing me for it to happen, but I don't want it to happen. But I want it to happen not for her, but for myself, for my health, for me to be in better shape. I don't do a lot of sports. That's the only thing I lack of. I want to do sports.
And that was one of the conditions that he said. If you're going to be her partner, you have to be a sportsy guy.
Yes, but he didn't told me like that, and he was asking questions about it. He was asking questions about myself. How do I have my way of thinking? And one in the questions he just asked, "What about sports? Are you doing sports? What are you doing?" And because he likes sports, so but if I do sports, it's not for this to happen. I just want to make sports for me to feel good in my body. That's all I want. I don't care about what will happen, because when you were talking about in one of your reading, I've done all this work for one reason, and the reason is not the girl. The reason is my wellness. All I'm doing right now is for me to feel well, and of course the weller, I don't know, it's the more well you feel, let's say it like that, the more you attract people. And that is what is happening. And right now I'm trying to get rid of my pains, because I know it's linked to my conditioning. It's not that it is not physical pain. It's just somatize. That's a word in English. I think when the mind induces something on the body, and this is what it says. Yes, psychosomatic, and that's what is happening in my body right now, and this is what I'm trying to get rid of, because once I have no more I call it parasites, not like in the. And the word is not meant to be to talk about all the animals. It's about electrical parasites. For example, when you make a measurement in electricity, if there is some electromagnetic field around or in the area, it may induce error in your measurement, because it is acting like a parasite. And that's the same which is happening in my body because it consumes energy. And when you have no more, when you get rid of the parasite doesn't use energy anymore, so you gain more energy. And when you have more energy, you can do more stuff. And for example, the last big stuff that happened to me with that is when I got rid of something, I've just got, I don't know why, better balance with my body. I have a better balance. I can stand on one foot easily or the other. I don't know where it comes from. It just, some parasites I just removed. I told myself, oh, I got rid of this. Oh, now I can do this. What's the link? I don't know, but that's just the way it was working.
But that's what you preserve
right
and
practice.
Observe and practice. I see.
Yes.
Another note. So the comparison you were talking about, well and then more well. So the comparison is better. So well and then better.
Oh, wait, sorry. We of course were better. Yes, because I have. So yes, and better is for the comparison of well and good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better.
And then
yes.
also, I really like that analogy of the electrical parasite that you gave. I also refer to those sorts of like psychological blockages and whatever, the conditioning. I also refer to it as parasite, and I also don't mean parasite like a worm or a flea.
Yes.
So I really like that electrical analogy.
But I think it's a good analogy because when you look at the nervous system, it's just about wiring, electrical wiring. That's all it is. And another stuff in electricity that I saw during my studies, I think the word is logical doors. Let me get the right word.
Okay.
Logic gate. Sorry.
Logic gate.
Yes. When you are doing some electronic stuff, there is some logic gate, and there are 4 logic gate, which is AND, OR, XOR, and NOT, and those are components there where you can build some more complicated stuff, such as a processor. And I think that when we talk about chakras and nadis and all those stuff, it's just some of the words used
to describe these logic gates.
The same, yes, to describe the same principles. For example, the word chakra has been translated by the word wheel, but I heard someone talking about the real meaning of chakra, and this just means enabling the movement. And when you look at a computer, there is something which is not physical in the computer, but which exists because it is subtle and which enables the movement of the computer. It is the drivers. If you don't have drivers in your computer for your graphic card or your sound card or whatever, it won't work. And I think it's the same. Chakras are just drivers of the body for a specific part of the body, and that's why we have
to update
some intelligence. Yes, that's it. That's actually that's it. And the weirder thing is that's a friend of mine who told me this, an anthropologist, who explained to me that when you look at the nervous system, there is what we call plexus, such as the solar plexus, which is the more known of, and there are 7 plexus located in the same place where the chakras are located. So to explain it with computer terms, I think that plexus is just about hardware, and chakras is just about software.
That's interesting. I also saw in a documentary, I don't remember what it was that I was watching, but I saw that this guy was talking about how the spine has these curvatures, these like dents. Like your spine actually has dents in the points. It's 7 points where the chakras should be, and it's like, why are those dents there? And it's kind of like, you know, when water hits a rock constantly, it starts to dent the rock. It starts to change the shape of the rock. So it's like the energy that's moving through our spine it's pooling. It like circles, it like gathers in certain areas on our body, and it affects the physical structure around it over time.
Yeah, I get it. I know what you mean. And that's what I'm becoming more and more aware of. And I'm trying to cleanse myself the more because I think I told you the analogy with the light bulb. Like the soul we have in our body is the light, and the body is the bulb. But there is some filth in the bulb.
Yeah.
The more you remove the filth, the more the light shine. And I'm actually getting... I think I'm quite becoming an expert of removing filth in myself. And one day, I think I will be able to remove filth in other people too.
Amazing. So you're gonna become a healer. I look forward to
I
this.
think I will. And I'd like to. I think it's getting time. I would have to go. That was a pleasure.
Yes,
as
it
usual.
was. Thank you very much. And we'll do it again, and maybe next time we'll have a set topic that we'll discuss. And we'll choose a topic beforehand.
Yeah, why not? Okay, no problem. And for maybe the next time I'll have more free time, because as I am a teacher, and I know it's not very... What's the word in English? It's not very fair.
Not very flexible, I think the right word would be.
No, the word... No. What I will say will not be fair to you or to other people that are listening to me, but in my country, when school is off, the school is off for 2 months right now. So I have something that's look like 2 months of vacation.
Okay, nice.
So I'll have many free times, and not that I'm doing nothing, because I'm doing other stuff, but
you'll have more free time.
A lot more, yes.
Cool. Well, we'll chat again soon.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
You too.
Have a nice evening. Thanks. And see you next time.
Cool. Bye. That was Exclaim, guys. Anyone who is still watching our stream, that was Exclaim 2 on Twitch. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna open the voice channel up a bit more regularly to various long-time viewers as we go forward. You know, make it very radio station vibes. I like it. Almost done shading this off. How would I come along with that now? Yeah, it's coming along really nicely. Beautiful. beautiful little night bird we have here. Yeah, I didn't change the music at any point throughout the stream. Oops. Let's see if we can do it now. I miscalculated. That's good. That's so good. I wonder, can I see the background that I'm forming? Yeah, I can. Fucking beautiful, man. Fucking beautiful. I'm gonna put this on the page. I'm gonna draw that. I want to create, what am I saying? I want to create a waning gibbous. but I want to do it like where you can still see the detail of the entire moon, but most of it is obscure and shadowed. Well, not most, but most of it is clear and the rest of it is shadowed, but you can still see the details. I want it to look like a sphere. But I've got to go. I completely miscalculated how much time I'd have to be online today. But I'm out of time. So I'm gonna bounce, and I'll probably continue this offline a bit later. And you guys can catch up on my progress on Wednesday. Unless I do something else on Wednesday. Very possible that I will do something else on Wednesday. Spellcasting. Yeah, probably. I'll do spellcasting and scrying and healing on Wednesday. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay. Cheers, guys. See you on Wednesday.